Okay, so we are at beautiful Mabel Stable, just outside Elmina.
Yes.
And a view of the castle right over there.
Yes.
Let's take a street. You can't see the castle through the coconut trees. Let's take a street anyway. Castle's right over there somewhere. Okay, so we are with Rabbi
Kohain Halevi.
Rabbi Kohain Halevi.
Yes.
And you've been in Ghana for quite some time.
Yes, 15 years now.
15 years now?
Yes.
Wow, wow. And apart from running Mabel Stable, you are also the Executive Secretary?
Yes, Executive Secretary of Panafest Foundation.
Yes. And you did a very good job with the Panafest.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations. But I'm talking to you today because on Monday we have the famous anniversary.
Yes.
100 years of Kwame Nkrumah.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel very good about the fact that we are preparing ourselves to give a proper tribute to this great occasion, to this great son of Africa who inspired so many Africans and non-Africans alike in the past century we just came out of. And being that Ghana is his home and the place of his birth, Ghana should feel proud of giving this great son of Africa to the world, and that he performed so well on the world stage. So I think it's only befitting that on the centennial of his birthday that Ghana celebrates appropriately. And I feel elated to be in Ghana at this time, to be able to play a part and be a part of this great occasion in the celebration of Asajipo's 100-year anniversary.
But do you think there's been enough preparation for the anniversary?
No, I do not. I don't think there has been enough preparation for this celebration coming up on the 21st, just a few days from now. I think in one sense it's tried to be compensated for by extending the celebration over a number of months, which will last until May. So I think that is a way that the nation and the committee itself is trying to compensate for the reality that they know that enough time has not been given to preparation to celebrate for the actual birthday itself.
How would you celebrate the anniversary yourself?
I will go to celebrate it in Accra, which is one of the two main venues that I understand the celebration will take place this year. I will go there to participate in the candlelight procession on Sunday evening to the Nkrumah Circle, and I'll be a part of the grand mobilization in March that will take place on Monday to the Nkrumah Mausoleum, where there will be a grand durbar held in his behalf. So I want to be a participant, not a spectator, in this great event.
Well, it could be said that Nkrumah had a quite complicated position on the African-American struggle. I think he had a book, The Spectre of Black Power?
Yes.
Or something like that. And it's received several critical interpretations. What do you think about the position of Nkrumah on the diasporic African struggle?
I think that Nkrumah had a very powerful impact on the Black Power struggle in America, starting from the Civil Rights struggle all the way up to how it metamorphosized itself into the Black Power struggle. And I think that because of his stature as an African leader internationally, he was certainly one of the most dynamic personalities on the African scene, and that affected Africans in the diaspora, specifically those African Americans in the United States who were intensely involved with the Civil Rights movement and the Black Power struggle.
But although he was very much influenced by Garvey in his early years, later he was not essentially hot about back to Africa.
No, because he dealt with the realities and the dynamics of how the African must play a role on every front that he was in, and that that America in and of itself was a very powerful nation that was exercising its international influence throughout the world. And I think he began to realize in the latter years the importance of a very strong African-American lobby in America to be able to affect foreign policy so that Africa could have a more favorable partner in its development and its true independence, and rather than a neo-colonial puppet. So I think that some of his posture did change in the realization of this fact that though Africans in the diaspora should look to Africa as their home, in some cases even repatriate to come and try to be a part of a process which he continually welcomed, but that for the majority of African Americans it was still a role for them to play in America, in that powerhouse, to try to influence the economic, political leverage towards Africa favorably.
Okay, so but you are a living concrete manifestation of Back to Africa.
Yes.
How have you felt about coming back to Africa?
Well, I personally have felt very good. I felt vindicated in my decision, and that I have been able to come back here, reunite with my brothers and sisters here to play a part, I think, in the development and the progress of Ghana in particular's development and Africa in general. And I think that it also dispels a lot of the myths that we cannot get together as a people, that our brothers and sisters on the continent do not want our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to return home, and that likewise that our brothers and sisters outside of Africa have no thought or no care about Africa. We had to grow up with many of these stereotypes. And fortunately, because of personalities like Kwame Nkrumah, he began to build bridges that we can talk to one another direct and break down a lot of these stereotypes and these myths that have been perpetrated and propagated, by our enemies who've tried to keep us apart for so many years. So I feel very good. I feel satisfied. I've had no regrets. And I know that there are challenges here, but there's challenges anywhere we exist in life. We still have African Americans being discriminated against all over Europe. We have Africans being discriminated all over Europe and America. We still have racial instances and cases. We have an African American president of America for the first time in the history of America, and he still receives death threats every day based upon race. We find that racial slurs come out, against him. So I think that Africa is a place that Africans all over the world must look to rebuild and recapture her dignity, because it's not until Africa recaptures her dignity that Africans will be respected anywhere they reside in the world. So no matter where we may reside, we have an obligation to make sure Mother Africa is restored and has her rightful place equally amongst the nations, families of nations in the earth, and that dignity and respect is restored back to Africa so that Africans can enjoy that respect themselves.
Should the last Panafest a few weeks ago, should the Panafest have focused a bit more on Nkrumah?
I believe so. It was our intent, knowing that the birthday was approaching us, and so we will not let it go, because as the saying goes, Nkrumah never dies. So although this is his centennial birthday, it's an opportunity for us to use it as a catalyst. We need not only look at this year as making a commitment to Nkrumah. I think this year can be used as a catalyst to revive in us the principles that he stood for in Pan-Africanism and the goals that were yet achieved that he was able to begin and left to us to finish.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Thank you.